Hey everyone. This is the finale of our For the Honor series with the Open Hearth. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him. I am playing Selenetta, Princess of the Rebellion, uh, who uses she, her pronouns. I guess last week we saw her show up to this wild mountain fortress where Captain Caravel had been held captive, but escaped with the help of another character, Andromeda. So, Sabine, how about you?
I am playing Captain Caravel, who is a Legion soldier, captain, obviously, who has failed to kill any princesses so far whatsoever because of, I guess, scruples mostly. It hasn't even kind of tried. So last time he was sent to take over or burn the sacred wood, and he was like, "Oh no, I've been captured now by this dude, fine, okay. Ow, help, help. Oh no, somebody's coming to help me. Shit. What now? But it was Andromeda, so he went with her because kind of kind of likes her, I guess. Or is just confused because she's been nice to him. That might also be something that hasn't happened to him a lot. So we don't know that. But that is
It's
probably for second season to figure out.
mhm. It's very dangerous to get caught in the crossfire of feelings that happen in a princess war.
Yes,
Brandon.
Yes, I am Brandon. And I'm playing Andromeda of the Flickering Isle, she who is the champion of a religious order um, that wields enough indirect power to be considered a kingdom. Um, and last time, having discovered that Captain Caravel was captured in the wilds, um, resolved to go in there and um, was able to find him using my clairvoyant sense. Um, but he was had been so strongly imprisoned that I was forced to take on the mantle of the Morning Star in order to extricate him. And when last we saw, the two of us were leaving Andromeda having sprouted wings in her transformation. So
I don't think Caravel realized that this was special. Princesses do weird shit, right? That's basically what princesses do.
well, you get
Not like Legion people who just do the regular shit like throwing around lightning. So wait a minute.
um, so yes, so I have an idea for a game, which is that a meeting head to heart with Andromeda and the captain.
Okay. Yep. I thought we might go there.
Yes.
Is this immediately after you free me, or has some time passed?
I think I think a little time has passed. I think I took you to a place in the mountains, which is almost ridiculously picturesque. You know, there is a spring, you know, that issues from the rocks that makes a little pool, you know, with copse of trees, um, and the vista from the west, you know, manages a sunset of breathtaking proportions. Um, and it's, you know, for a moment, I think there is privacy.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
But you have a chance to, you know, get cleaned up, change clothes, you know,
Mhm.
your clothes are all scratched and torn from the
Yeah.
various roots and thorns and things like that. And
Yeah, wild of you to imagine that I have spare clothes with me. The Legion is a little frugal about this. I would have to put in a requisition, and right now I don't think I'm in a position to do that, but I will get cleaned up.
well,
And I will.
if necessary, you could just take off that terrible shirt and
Yeah, I think it's pretty ruined, right?
yes. Well, so we're forced to see you. We're forced to see your rippling muscles.
Is that in a position for you? Wait a minute. I thought you.
No. I'm just
Oh,
setting the
okay.
scene here.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
The camera is forced to see how cut
Yes.
the captain is.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Poor camera. How will that survive? Yeah. Yes, he will clearly be a little uncomfortable, at least, with taking off his things. But yeah, he
There's probably a blanket you can wrap around your shoulders if you feel shy.
it's not shy. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not cold. We're trained to work without our shirts in the Legion.
I think Andromeda makes an appearance. She has reverted to herself.
Okay.
She has also clearly taken off her armor and bathed and done what she could with her hair. She still doesn't. She's not fancy like the ladies at court, but she has clearly made an effort to be presentable.
Okay. I think Caravel has not made an effort to be presentable because I don't think he's quite aware that he could or should have done this. He does not wear his shirt because it's ruined. He has made some effort to clean up whatever he has left, and has bandaged whatever kind of wounds he has. So he has probably a kind of almost sexy bandage or something. That will also hide
Andromeda says, let me tend that cut on your back. It must be hard. You're not quite reaching it.
I think he's in two minds about the whole thing because on the one hand, it's not, you can see, oh yeah, what I should have said, he has scars, like old scars, new scars, a lot of scars. They have not been very gently tended, the wounds that he has received. So he's a little.
You are been in a lot of fights.
I have trained a lot. I mean, if you want to, you don't have to though. Only heal by itself, but if you want to.
I'd like to move a little closer to you, may I?
Look at what I have. I think you may, but I think the problem is that Caravel wants to look at you. He can't do that while you're doing something on his back, so he will continually try to turn around and look at you.
He said you may, but first I want to look at you.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
and
that.
and then Andromeda pauses and looks at you, and she said, "Look at me, but I'm nothing. I'm nothing special to look at."
But, okay, maybe I'm not the best judge of things that are special because I'm from the Legion, but you are you are glorious, Andromeda. Honestly, like I'm not trying to flatter you here. This is just a objective thing that I am saying. And I think he steps a little closer and will try to take you by the shoulders, like shake you because you should see this. May I?
Yes, but I want to put my hand on yours.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, he takes you and shakes you not harshly or just like you're the most beautiful person I've ever, you know, seen.
Yeah,
I don't understand how you cannot
that
recognize this.
it can't be true.
Why not?
You
Huh?
must be surrounded by ladies back at your court or your home.
No, we have soldiers, and none of them are like you are. They're all Legion people who are, well, we are comrades, okay? And then he'll step back a little. We're comrades. We're not supposed to look at each other. Like we're not even supposed to look very different. I'm not making a lot of sense. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. But that's okay. You like to look at me
Yes, I
because
do.
because I'd like you to keep doing that, please.
I I'll sit down, I think. I can't do that while you take care of my back, though. Sorry. Doesn't it does it doesn't
let me just make sure it's clean.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yes.
I sponge it out,
I'll
and then I would like to lean. I would like to. I'm sitting behind you now,
mhm.
and I would like to lean forward against you. May I?
Yeah, of course.
And I would like to put my arms around
I think um, I think at that he will stiffen. I will stiffen a little
you.
and try to withdraw just a little, not a
Oh,
lot, but
I'm
uh,
sorry. Did I hurt you?
no, I don't. I did you want to? And he turns around, and I turn around.
Yes.
When I grew up, someone did that, something like that. That was an attack, and,
Oh,
and I don't want to think about you like that. I don't know how to think about you, honestly. I think he reaches out and would like to touch your hair, like just because Legion people, from what you've seen, they all have short hair. And I think you have long hair, right? If I go
yes.
by the
Long,
picture.
long,
Yes.
long, long hair and braids.
Oh yeah, like
She
lovely.
has.
I think I would love to touch that. Like tentatively, not
She. Uh, I shudder when you do a little bit. Um,
oh
no one.
I'm not allowed to do that.
No one's. My hair is braided in homage to the morning star.
Oh,
Um, and yes, you are allowed to do it. It's just no one ever does it. Not since I was a little girl. No one's ever touched my hair. I'm supposed to do it myself, braided in the morning, unbraided in the evenings.
Oh, oh, maybe I can help you with that.
She swallows really hard. Um, you you may do that, but please, very carefully.
Yes, I think why he does that, and he is very careful, very focused on that task. He's really trying hard not to make any kind of mistake. He has very clever fingers, though. And he will say, or I will say, sorry, um, what's next then?
So when you braid her hair and her hair falls in this, I mean, it's very long and it just falls in this cascade around her and brushes you. And you see that she's crying.
Hey, I'm sorry, did I hurt you?
No,
And,
please don't stop.
but you're crying.
No,
Yes, you are.
I don't. I'm the champion. I'm I'm exalted but alone. Do you know what I mean? I'm have an incredible place of honor, and my person is sacrosanct.
Like the Dark
I
Leader?
go, I go to, I mean, I go to bed every night alone, and I've prayed to the morning star for solace, but it doesn't come.
Well, I'm here now.
Yes, please stop.
Okay, okay, okay.
I've You're the first person that I've been with since became champion years ago.
I mean, you're the first person I remember I've touched in my since I can remember. That was not for fighting.
Oh, Captain, I won.
I don't
What's
think
going,
I
what's
I
going to
don't
happen to us?
I don't know. I don't think I hold that title anymore.
I don't care. You're always going to be my captain.
Please don't. Please don't. That was a
Caravel.
yes. That's my name.
Yes.
That's the one thing I think that I haven't gotten from the Legion. Just the name. I think that's always been my name. Caravel. It's not even a Legion name.
No, it's you.
I think maybe we can draw the curtain over those two here
Yes.
while they tell each other about their miserable and very lonely lives.
Yes. I'll just summarize a little. She tells you, I mean, she has an incredibly honored position and she understands what an honor it is, what a responsibility it is. She's the, she's the defender of the Isle. And, you know, when she was named that, her whole family was overjoyed, and there was a celebration in her entire village. And it's intensely lonely.
Well,
But, she's very devout, and she'd never think of refusing the call. But at home, she's treated like some sort of saint, and you don't touch a saint that way.
I think Caravel's struggling a little because nobody's ever treated him like something specialist, except for the fact that he was usually singled out, like, you have to be extra good. The Legion is giving you this chance. You're just this orphan boy, and we are giving you this chance. And look what you've done. We have made you captain. Don't you know what an honor that is? And there was always this kind of pressure on him, like, yeah, we're being so nice to you. Go and do great things. And he always felt that something there was very wrong about this kind of pressure. Because he hadn't chosen this. He didn't feel super honored about the whole thing. And there was a lot of yelling. And when he failed at the least little thing, there was a lot of punishments, a lot of expectations and shit like that. And he didn't actually appreciate much of that. And he didn't appreciate what they had him do.
Andromeda says,
because this place, the Legion would take it and yeah, make a water reservoir out of it with machines and stuff like that. I don't like that, actually.
Andromeda says, I will do anything for you that does not contradict my religious vows. And because you are the most beautiful man I've ever seen. And spending time with you has confirmed what I knew the moment I laid eyes on you.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Spending time with you has confirmed what I knew the moment I laid eyes on you.
Okay.
And I would be with you if that is at all possible.
I think he would like that. Yes.
Okay. And I think we can draw that to a close. Do you want anything else?
I want to see Selenetta.
Of course.
Sorry. Yes, I think the scene was quite lovely. And I think these two still have a lot of issues.
Yes.
With their pasts and stuff like that. And he doesn't know how to act. That's pretty clear. But let's go and fight the Legion.
Okay.
So you think we are standing united against the Legion? Is that what we are going for?
Unless you want to fight the two of us for whatever reason, because the rebellion wants to take over this place as a base, and we have to go now. And then we can have a battle, but I doubt that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and also I wonder if one battle is all we have time for.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Brandon? Do we stand united? Is that a good way to finish us all?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it'd be fine. Andromeda's willing to fight the Legion. Okay. Andromeda is not willing to be parted from Caravel.
Okay. So, if you have reached a
Or
point in your story where all the players are allied against a common foe, yay, then it is time to play this game. Together, you will take the fight to the enemy or stand in defense against them. Everyone plays. Decide together where you are and what you are attacking or defending. Then ask each other, what do I notice about you? And during the battle, anyone may ask for details about the location, landscape, and circumstances. Um, so what do you think? Is the Legion attacking this mountain fastness? Does it think Caravel is like a fifth column or a spy within, or are we doing something else?
I mean, I think they want Carol back for whatever reason.
Okay.
They
well, or
might,
they're attacking a rebel stronghold, or they're attacking the
yeah,
Isle, or they're attacking the Isle,
or
having
yeah, or
figured out a
yeah.
way to breach its mystical defenses.
That was a thought. Or they are attacking Sprouts Forest, where Selenetta still is, and we can maybe see it. We aren't that far away, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is,
Uh,
or is
So,
there anything that's closer
what do you
to
think?
Selenetta's heart?
no, I mean, I think either the Sprout Mountain Fortress or, like Brandon said, the Flickering Isle.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have escaped there, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
Caravel's very presence is what allows the Legion to sneak in.
Oh, I love that.
Um,
Yes.
and I don't know,
Yes.
maybe Selenetta leads a rebel fleet
Mm-hmm.
to help out.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe it's the fleet of Portia's character,
Yeah,
Portia,
yeah, yeah,
right? Portia's fleet.
yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
And then we can see
Yeah, I think.
Nerika and Sprout somewhere in the background also fighting.
Mhm. And I think the Legion has basically they have an infernal device
Yeah.
that has allowed them to reach the Flickering Isle. Some
Yeah.
something that is forcing the Isle into resonance.
Mm-hmm.
That's what their person says.
Yeah.
The Isle doesn't exist because it's on a different resonance plane. This aligns the resonant planes and forces the Isle to remain present.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, and we know this because at the beginning, they have this huge machine, and they're looking out over the water, and there's nothing there. And then they operate this machine, and this the kind of reality shimmers a little bit, and the ground rumbles a little bit, and the Isle appears.
Mm.
I think it's very wonky 1980s special effects.
Love it. Yes. Yes. I can imagine that. Yes. Oh, that's good. And I think maybe Caravel has a tattoo, which we saw in the previous scene. We just didn't elaborate about it. But and I think that tattoo starts glowing. And I think we didn't even notice that at first. But so we can just have this ominous shot of his tattoo glowing and nobody notices it because everybody's busy with something else. And then you switch over to this machine and the same symbol is on this machine, also glowing, of course.
And the except in the temples, the air on the Flickering Isle is panic,
Uh-huh.
right? Because this is not a nation of warriors. Most of these people can't fight. You know, uh, the oracles are shut up in their temples. Desperately trying to to do something. Um, but normally they relied on the impregnable defense, which has been breached.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
so
So we go around the table. We each choose another player's character and give them a challenge, and they answer it freely. If the challenge fits the general action you want to take but doesn't fit the context of your fight, you can reframe it. So, like, there's a lot of mentions of the towers, but maybe that's the Flickering Isle, or maybe we want to say it's taking on the Legion ships, or I don't know. What makes sense. I guess those Legion ships do have towers, right? They're
Mm. Yeah.
flying cathedrals.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely they are.
Oh yeah, they're
Um,
towers. They're
They look like that. That's
yeah.
what they look like. And they fly, obviously, or drift along the ocean or whatever.
Yeah, well, the Isle, I think the Isle is perhaps rimmed with these little towers, which are
Yes.
what create makes it shift out of existence.
Mhm.
They're the magic foci,
mm.
so that they're equivalent of walls.
So we have lots of towers. And when we don't have towers with masts,
Yes.
which are also up and down
Okay.
other
So
things.
who wants to go first?
I'll go first and I'll pose a question to um I think I'll pose a question to Caravel because we want to see him show off.
Okay.
Um, I pull off an incredibly impressive maneuver, weaving destruction with a dancer's grace, and end it with a perfect backflip through a wall of flames. Can you top that? And how?
Okay. So I guess are we still on the Isle or on one of these towers while you come on in on your ship and then one of these abomination thingies, spires, tries to get in your way and you outmaneuver it somehow? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think maybe we're piloting maybe an airship,
Oh.
like we saw previously, but this
Mm,
is like fitted out and new. Maybe it's a new construction.
mm.
And I think maybe it does this thing whereby a the ship avoids all of this concentrated firepower and slips a cable around one of these floating cathedrals and then just like pulls it over. And I think when
Oh.
it hits the water at this strange angle, the repulsor beams that help it float, you give up, and it
Mm.
just kind of collapses in on itself with this weight.
Okay. Well, that is kind of impressive. I think, yeah, you have a ship. Caravel has probably does not have a ship, but he knows these spires and how they work and how they function. So I guess he will somersault onto your ship, run across the deck, run up a mast. We have seen how he can do stuff like that. And then I think he will just see one of those spires, look a little, and then throw lightning at it because that's always fun. And jump at it, of course, because if you have lightning, you need to jump with a sword in hand. And I think you don't even see it. You just sort of hear or see these little explosions from outside that happen, and you can sort of see where Caravel might be. And then there is this big oomph sound somewhere in the belly of the spire. And the spire sort of starts to lose cohesion and kind of fall apart, I guess. And at the last second, Caravel breaks out of it and probably even carries a little recruit, a little Legion recruit who is probably just some kid um, that he just grabbed and it's like, no, we're not doing that. You're coming with us. Puts that kid somewhere on the Isle, like, yeah, go and be nice to these people, or try at least. So yeah, okay. Um, Oh, I like this one, and this is for Andromeda, I guess. I let my passions get the best of me and begin violently leveling walls and barricades with little regard to collateral damage. Do you call my fury, and how? And what I do is like I draw lightning, like a lot of lightning, um, these spires, and some of them may hit the little towers, right? They're also lightning, also easy to hit with lightning.
Um, yes, you are. I think you are. You're wreaking incredible destruction Um, um, and suddenly, not from the back, she remembers, but from the front, um, you you are body slammed by her swooping, and she carries you up into the air.
What are you
Just have
doing?
shh, you are you see the destruction you are doing.
Oh,
Many you are, my love. This is not necessary, and you are better than this.
oh,
Take a moment to take a breath, to gather yourself. You are magnificent, by the way. I had no idea, but I know that you have better control than this.
yeah. And I think he stops, or becomes a little more judicious, at least at the destruction he makes, and tries not to do collateral damage.
Let's set you back down in an appropriate place and dash off towards another part of the fight.
Nice.
Um, this is for Selenetta. Um, and Selenetta, you picked the I pull off an impressive maneuver. Is that what you did the first time?
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Um, I am overwhelmed by blows and begin to lose my resolve. Um, Andromeda is glowing with the light of the morning star, but the Legion is, uh, but the Legion is attacking is a ship armed with basically cannon is attacking her, and a half dozen explosions have flung her to the ground, um, and she can't get close to it. What memory between us can I call upon for strength?
Yeah, so I wonder if we see the young teens, Selenetta and Andromeda, um, when we first met, we referred to this period when we were uh, close before maybe your candidature for uh, the what are we calling you, the avatar or the high priestess or whatever.
The champion.
Um, and I wonder if this is like when you were about to enter the trials, which would eventually see you chosen. And I think maybe this is the kind of the kind of last reference to someone touching your hair. I wonder if you're like required to have your hair shorn before entering the temple, just as a sign of humility and all that jazz. And so I think we see Selenetta like kneeling behind you with clippers or a razor or something, and like her hand is hesitating, and I ask you in this memory, are you sure you want to do this? And I wonder if it's, the look of resolve on Andromeda's face, the kind of the conscious choice is all that would hold her back in this moment, and when she brings her power to bear.
Say to myself, forgive my doubt, Selenetta. Um, and I stand up and charge back in. Over to you.
Um, I think maybe we can circle back the other way,
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
yeah, I had the same thought.
So it's time for you to enact that ridiculous plan we've been plotting for weeks. What is it? How do I help you? How do I withstand its danger? I wonder if we have like a touch of telepathy going on with Selena's power and maybe
Yes.
just our familiarity with each other.
Um, the I wondered too whether you might have some sort of, radiant device um, that's normally used, say, for signaling, like a heliostat.
Yeah, maybe.
And does that make sense?
Yeah, I wonder if there's something like the airship is like covered in this canvas. But at a point in the battle, the canvas is let loose, like all of the rigging lets it loose, and it's in fact this kind of silver, impossibly silvery mirror holding it aloft. Um,
Absolutely.
that shines with,
And
whatever.
yeah, and it's very bright. Um, and the our plan, elaborately made by you, and I fly above the mirror and I call upon the light of the morning star. And a beam of light visible even in the full light of day, which this battle is taking place in, appears. And it hits, um, and your cunning, controls turn the beam, and where the beam lights upon an enemy ship, it bursts into flame. Um, and you turn the airship, and this beam of destruction just washes across some of the enemy ships and just sets them on fire as it sweeps past. Um, and do you withstand its danger? Um, I don't know. I think at one point the heat of the beam is going to destroy the dirigible. It wasn't ever made to take light of such intensity. And what do you think happens when that takes place?
Um, yeah, I imagine that we see the rest of the crew abandon ship, jumping off. Maybe some magic helps them fall safely into the city or maybe into the sea. And maybe we see Selenetta making sure that this airship is pointed at another of these Gothic cathedral ships of the Legion. But yeah, maybe the outcome is in doubt. Uh, Maybe we'll have to wait for Sabine to ask me a question at the very end.
Yeah.
So you ride this inferno into one of the great capital ships of the Legion.
Yeah, I think some very clever editing will
Mm.
probably um,
We'll
allow it
find
to
out.
be a cliffhanger, right?
Um, okay. Um, um, I think I think I take one blow too many and I fall. Tadia saves me from death's embrace. The
Oh, wow, okay.
the champion, the Morning Star gives its champion incredible powers, but they're not invulnerable, and the light begins to fade.
Oh no, we can't have that, right? Um, I think yeah, I mean, they attack you because you are kind of glowing, right? So I think I will commandeer one of the Isle dirigibles that are not made for battle, and these people are not soldiers, but I am the captain, even though I don't want to be. And I need to catch you, right? Because I think you are not exactly falling, but you are kind of drifting. And yeah, we will direct this dirigible directly into the path of whatever is hitting you, because, I mean, we have to save you. You are their champion, so they can't do without you. They have and Caravel will tell them, this is your champion. She's doing all this alone. Are you really going to let that happen? Are you really that cowardly to hide behind her glory? Come on, stand up for her. And I guess they look at you and are like, yeah, okay, I guess we can do that. And then this little dirigible sweeps into the frame, I guess, and I wonder if at that moment when Caravel appears, this what did we call him? And by we, I mean me. Um, yeah, I think this is Commander Halen, who actually is the Caravel's trainer and parental figure, and who is they are currently about to take you out because they are a competent warrior. They have all kinds of weapons um, at their come on, help me out. What is the disposal? At their
Disposal?
disposal. Yes, disposal. Thank you. And they are a cool, methodical person, right? They are not emotional. They are doing a job. They are shooting down this glowing thing. That's fine. Legion will probably capture it and maybe analyze it, whatever. They don't care. They will just take it down. And then I think the little dirigible comes up and Halen's like, what the fuck now? And I think that's when Caravel just jumps over one of these crazy jumps and engages Helen in a sword duel, while the little dirigible, um, the people are like, "Ooh, what's going to happen?" And he's like calling out, "Don't stare at me, save your champion." And they're, "Oh yes, we have to save the champion." And then they will catch you on the dirigible, so you don't fall to your death, actually, but are saved by your people who are not touching you but milling around and like, are you okay, champion? We are here to help you. You we are also helping. Yes. Is that okay? May we do that? This captain person said that.
I think perhaps one of the priestesses says, she is us. We are helping. And you see that she has taken, they have taken each other's hands and they're all praying.
Nice.
And in the prayer, the light is returning.
That is a good.
That's the reason the reason the champion of the Morning Star has so much power is that basically it's powered by the devotion of the entire Flickering Isle. So,
oh yeah, that makes sense. So when more of them start praying and chanting their holy song, then the more you start glowing.
You have persuaded, you have shocked some of them back into recognition that they cannot hide. They must pray. And if they die, they die.
Well, I haven't said that probably.
No.
Okay, so final one. Okay. I think this is for Selenetta, because as Caravel is fighting Halen, you notice this pattern where Caravel fights with all, no, not all that he's got. Because this is his parental figure. He's conflicted about like killing him or striking them down, or, fully committing. I mean, it's fine to keep them from killing or harming Andromeda, but and I think, can you inspire me to face it with confidence, this whole fight, or help me out here?
Yeah, I think we get a glimpse of Selenetta like sitting on this floating dinghy or something, just where the airship has disappeared. The remnants of the airship which crashed into the cathedral have just disappeared, and I think she somehow improbably has her lute out and is playing the song that maybe you first heard her play back when she was just a suspicious busker. And I obviously it's too far for you to hear, but somehow the wind carries it over the water into your ears, and maybe there's some telepathy too. And maybe it's like uh, I'm not sure if it's like really inspirational music, but I think it brings your mind to a point in time where you were pretending not to be in the Legion and feeling very comfortable in the moment of just being like a person living in these kingdoms. And maybe that's the hope that drives you on.
Yeah, I like that. And also maybe Caravel recognizes something about this melody. Anyway, it inspires him. He gets his act a little more together and might even step back and say, Helen, you can't win this. this is their world. You can take it. It's not for you. You have to understand this, and I will fight you. I will fight you for their world if I have to. And I think at that moment, Helen laughs and says, "It's your world too, boy." And then I think, oh well, we do
That's a
need a
season
cliff.
cliffhanger, right?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then Caravel, instead of asking, listens to the music and says something like, "Damn right it is," and strikes with lightning at Halen. And I think that's the moment when Halen falls off wherever they've been fighting. Probably not to their death, but
Well, we don't see the body, so
no,
they're
no,
still available for season 2.
exactly, should be.
Uh, I think that is a good place to end the fight,
Mm-hmm.
at which point we have to pick an ending. So there's
Mm-hmm.
5 there to choose from, um, based on where the action is. Um, what do you think? Does the opposing force raise a white flag, given that
Mm-hmm.
we have defeated their commander?
I think so. I think when the flagship went,
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And when
they
Helen fell,
they ask for terms.
yeah.
Mhm.
And when Helen fell, and it's probably they were not honest about the whole thing, but at least it helps. At least the Flickering Isles are safe. Yeah, I
Um,
like that.
yeah, so there are 2 questions here. What demands do we make, and how do we celebrate our victory?
I think what demands will make depend on the Flickering Isles.
Just go away and don't come back. A demand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's inappropriate, but I like Babylon 5's "Get the hell out of our galaxy."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
mean it's
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the demand. It's
or do you think there is an uninhabited island or continent that we tell the Legion that they can settle or something, or is
I
it
think
leave our world?
I think we probably do that because we cannot prevent them from settling it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, we will permit you to have this outpost, um, that otherwise you're all too likely to, you know, to take by force, but at least this way we get some concessions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Um, how do we celebrate our victory? I guess there's got to be some kind of a party,
of
but
course, there's a party.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, yes, we need to celebrate. That sounds
Yeah,
great.
the I'm sure the Isles have a party. The flotilla probably has a party.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Um, there are pirates involved. They're going to have a party. Um, I know how Andromeda wants to celebrate with Caravel.
Yeah, I mean, Carol also wants to celebrate with Andromeda, but also I think a lot of people want to celebrate with Andromeda, right? Because she's their champion, and they might also want to celebrate with Carol because he's the Legion guy who helped us. So I
You
think,
know, Andromeda is in some very is involved in some very austere ceremony at the main
mm,
temple.
mm,
Where there's an enormous, where basically everyone in the Flickering Isles has turned out.
mm,
Those everyone who could leave home. This enormous crowd, and it's this very solemn thing. And we thank the Morning Star for preserving our way of life, and and keeping us from destruction and things like that. And Caravel sees her doing this, and she's decked out in full silvery armor, um, with a headdress and and this panoply of robes, and she stands, and the crowd all cheers and things like that, and it goes on for a while. And then, finally it breaks up, and as he is, relaxing back in the stands or something like that. She basically, Andromeda, having ditched all of the caparisons and her handlers, basically comes and jumps in his lap,
Um,
throws her arms around his neck and kisses him.
that's one way to end this. If we have a season 2, though, I think it would make more sense to keep the UST, is it right? A little higher, and have Caravel see the whole how they treat her like this idol, and how he feels like, oh my God, I can never
Yes.
be good enough for her, and
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah,
goes away with Selenetta.
that's perfect. And so she shows up, and
Yeah.
she's like, she shows up and she says, "Oh my God, I couldn't wait to get away from all
Mm-hmm.
of that sort of thing. I thought it would just go on forever." And she finds a note,
Mm-hmm.
right, that he's left her.
Yeah, I think she finds a note that he's not good enough for her.
And her heart just breaks.
Yeah, well, his too, but he will complain. No, he doesn't complain to Selenetta, but he will mope quietly, brood somewhere on high, because that's what you do when your heart is broken for no good reason at all.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine Selenetta doesn't need to tell Caravel he's being foolish, because she knows that he's kind of feeling that way a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
He's torn, but
I mean, he's kind of like, okay, I can. I mean, he's also done some terrible things to these people,
yeah.
honestly, which Selenetta might tell him about at length.
Well,
And
yeah, I think you're going on a tour, like a reconstruction tour,
yeah,
of all the places the Legion
yes,
has ransacked.
yes. And also there is the what Haven said, and he might want to figure that out before committing
Yeah.
to
Well,
someone as important as Andromeda.
yeah. I wonder, if we see like a little shot of them uh, set a fire on their journeys, and ask him asking about this song, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they have to
Yeah.
go on a quest to find out where the song
Yes.
originated, right? That's the
Yes.
secret of his heritage.
Oh, I love that. Yes. And meanwhile, Andromeda does some other highly important stuff. And of course they will
So
meet. Of course
and
they will
and,
meet
and
again.
Andromeda, you see basically Andromeda, offering, uh, talking to the high priestess and saying, and you know, um, and and saying that she was, clearly she was wrong to take her devotion away from the morning star and to her own selfish
Oh,
desires.
yeah.
And she resolves to recommit herself to, to the to her role.
I love that.
Um,
Yes. Yes. Let's make this a little bit more difficult for the two of them.
oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, she's decided, well, I can't ever have love, so I
Mm.
should stop wanting it.
Oh, 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 no. Damn.
I should be content with the, who would be so ungrateful as not to be content with the adoration of a kingdom? You know,
Yeah.
that should be enough and more than enough for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this voice inside me say that it wants more?
Oh.
So
Yeah, that's a perfectly sad sack ending to a glorious victory.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll stop the recording and we'll
yeah.
do our debrief. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's
Yes.
for the honor.
Mhm.
Hmm.